Alrighty, good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending this Retirement Boss Radio webinar. This is Brady Pelzer. I'm an annuity sales director here with IAMS, and Dave Pimper will be joining us today for his Retirement Boss Radio. Give you guys the inside details on that. Prior to, we'll tell you a little bit more about us here at IAMS. Here's a few ways we can help you make even more money. One is our new Producers Builders program. So on top of the commissions and marketing reimbursement dollars you are accumulating through production with us in your first 6 months as a contracted agent here at IAMS, you can also qualify for our various perks on the new Producers Builders platform. Entry level qualification is $100,000. Max qualification is $1 million. And as you can see, it's a good mix of further marketing reimbursement opportunities as well as incentive laden rewards. We also have our IAMS business builders. So if you are a contracted agent who is kind enough to refer another agent over to us, we get them contracted. We'll give you a one-time $50 bonus for the contracting of that agent, and then we will pay you basis points based off of that agent's production. So as you can see, live target 15 basis points, index annuity 20 basis points, so on and so forth. It's paid out quarterly. And again, if you are kind enough, we thank you through our IAMS business builders. Greatly appreciated always. A key cog to our business here at IAMS is support, service and support. We have top of the industry support, whether it be our business building tools and resources. Highly encourage you to visit our IAMS site, check out some of our support resources. We have case design assistance both on the life and annuity side. No voicemail, you'll always talk to an individual. Forms at your fingertips, and big thing that we have going on, paperless contracting, Firelight, online applications. So we're saving 3 to 4 business days on average by submitting applications through Firelight, which, especially given the turbulent times in our markets today, could be very beneficial to your clientele applying for an indexed annuity, IUL, whatever may have you. Here are the carriers presently booted up in our Firelight system. As you can see, the vast majority of our main figures in there. Another key cog to our business here at IAMS is our creative marketing solutions. We have a creative marketing department, and their sole focus is you, the agent, the producer, whether that be building your brand via logo design, business cards, anything advertising, turnkey solutions. You have your handouts, your direct mailers, professionally written letters, as well as your digital solutions. So again, our creative marketing team is dedicated to you. If you need a personal website developed or feel as though that would be a great fit for you and your business, certainly feel free, contact us. Always here to assist any way we possibly can. As alluded to earlier, I highly encourage you to take a peek at our IAMS site, IAMSinc.com. We have excellent sales tools, support materials, term quoters, as well as accessibility to our Firelight system through our IAMS site. One neat software system that is available through our IAMS site is our Retirement Analyzer software system. It's one of those platforms that you can put all the moving pieces of an individual's financial structure into one sheet of paper, one template, as well as illustrate recommendations that you're going to be making. So you can physically implement the plan, the proposal into the retirement analyzer and really illustrate, illuminate how this is going to be tangibly beneficial to the client you are sitting across the table from. Another resource we have here at IAMS is on top of our life and annuity business, we also have our wealth management division. This is an RIA. And the neat thing about it is if you're not Series 65 licensed presently, but are interested in obtaining your Series 65 licensing, we will help you out with that. And with that said, if you would like more information pertaining to our IAMS wealth management, please feel free to indicate such and we'll certainly follow up with you, give you the information you are seeking. Alrighty, thank you everyone who voted. We also have our life and annuity academies here at IAMS. Just wrapped up with one in Des Moines, the early portion of this month. And as you can see, these life and annuity academies, they're not product specific as they are carrier sponsored. They do touch on product. However, what we're really focused on is building the salesmanship, building your knowledge base when it comes to concepts such as business transitions, things of that magnitude, just widening your knowledge base as well as implementing strategies from 4 top producers, really getting into wealth transfer tools as well, tying everything together when you're sitting across the table from an individual. Furthermore, we have our Top Producers Summit. The qualification period is just about ended here. However, we do have another trip coming up in 2023, so a fresh start. And this year, for top producers hitting the qualification, they're going to the Greenbrier in South Carolina. As you can see, just a nice thank you again from us to you for producing under IAMS, producing at a high level, rewarding you through this trip. Lastly, please go ahead, follow and like us on Facebook and LinkedIn. We post very consistently, whether it be product or really more so announcing further webinars as well as marketing opportunities, marketing campaigns. Feel free, get connected with us on social media platforms. And with that, I will turn it over to my friend Dave Pimper for Retirement Boss Radio.
So my name is Dave Pimper. Been in the business for 41 years, and I do a lot of marketing through IAMS, through seminar marketing, Retirement Boss Radio marketing, Medicare marketing, a lot of different things, sales process coaching. But we're talking today about radio, and most people really don't have a feel for being a radio host. And I put this together. I did a live show for 11 years, and then I have done a recorded show for the last 3.5 called Retirement Boss Radio, Take Charge of Your Money. You can go to the next slide. So what happens with radio, it's a very, very good mean to get in front of a lot of listeners. Radio is hot right now, especially coming out of the pandemic. But believe it or not, it reaches more people, more Americans than any other platform. That includes your smartphone, your TV, your personal computer. Is that wild? The median age is 61, so it's that perfect pre-retired or just retired. The upscale listener, 93% of all adults in a 75,000 and over household income, they listen on an average of 12 hours a week of radio. That's a lot. It's a lot of radio listening. Radio solidifies you as an expert more than probably any other marketing. When I do seminars, I think they respect what I do. But when I do radio, it's like, were you really the guy that was on radio? Radio and television do both of those things. And just news talk is hot. There's just no doubt about it. Rush Limbaugh years ago really started. He's deceased now, but that conservative talk radio, most of those are on AM stations. Not all. Some are on FM. I've got a sports one going on right now on ESPN Sports Network, but radio is a form of advertising, and not putting a 30-second or a minute ad on, but having an hour show. Next slide. Now, when you start going in and looking who's on radio, the Glenn Becks of the world, Dave Ramsey's, I mean those Kim Commando, Sean Hannity, those are, most of it is conservative talk radio, but we're helping people. That's what we're doing. And of course, it's big that most people who listen to AM radio are also up in age some. If you're younger, you might be listening more to podcasts, but not the case with radio. Next slide. Now, let's just talk about the four kind of components of Retirement Boss Radio. I'm Dave Pimper, and I'm the coordinator of this. I do all my marketing through IAMS, Insurance Agency Marketing Services, which Brady Pelzer kind of give the intro a little bit of what they do and how they can help the advisor. What happens here is that we're looking for metropolitan areas of 100,000 or above. But if you say, I have some interest in this, the first thing you got to do is you got to find, it's like real estate with location. With radio, it's those three things. It's the radio station, got to have enough listenership. It's the right time slot. It's the right pricing. And about 50% of the time we can find that. 50% of the time we cannot. But what happens is we have a off-site radio media buyer. He's huge. Does over 700 shows a week that he's purchased radio time for and television time for. He goes out and he knows every single. I mean, he's done so much of this. He knows every area, who the owners and who the main managers are. He negotiates the pricing, and so he does that first. Then the second thing is we've got a production company. They have a co-host. They supply the show notes. I redo the show notes each week to get them in line with our clients. I mean, my clients, meaning the advisor. And you can certainly have some flexibility. I mean, like if you're not a Medicare shop, you're not going to talk about Medicare much. If you're a Medicare shop, you're going to talk about Medicare more. If you do long-term care hybrid more, I don't do very much. I don't mention much about it. But the basic financials of it, the talking points are the bones of the show notes. We don't memorize them. It is done extemporaneously, but we do go from show notes. The third thing is they edit it, they mix it, they put the ads in, they promote you. They normally have some pre-mote ads that go on, every week to promote your show. Third thing is when people call in, though it's a recorded show, they call in to a live call center number. All of our numbers end in 6277, which is BOSS, B-O-S-S. Like my numbers, they're always toll free. 888-975-2677. 2677 is BOSS for Retirement Boss Radio. So kind of catchy, and it's easy to understand. And then I coach it. I listen to your shows. I make sure that I critique them, give you praise where you need it, and give you help where that's needed also, where you're maybe a bit deficient on. The more you do, the better it gets. This whole thing is going to cost somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 a month. Really, no more than what a dinner seminar would cost, and it's very, very effective. Next slide. I kind of went through the next slides here. Next slide. It is a turnkey show. Next slide. This gives you an idea real quickly of when the call center is on the same electronic web calendar that we are, an appointment setting calendar. They're setting the appointment. So when they call, they say, thank you very much for listening to Dave Pimper with Retirement Boss Radio. Let's go ahead and get you on Dave's calendar. Just that's it. And I'm averaging 2-3 appointments a week. I've had over 20 appointments in a month. Only twice have I had under 10 appointments in a month from radio. It's very, very effective. Very effective. Like here, it says turning 59 soon, hasn't settled on someone yet, has a 7-figure 401k. Yeah, it was like 600. It was like 965,000. But he's looking for an advisor. We get that sent to us, but the appointment is set. All we're doing on Monday, because this is over the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, we're just calling him Monday morning and verifying the appointment. Pretty cool, pretty slick, pretty high tech. Next slide. If you have any questions, type them in. I'll be more than happy to answer. If you go to www.retirementbossradio.com, www.retirementbossradio.com, that's our website. There's a white paper on there. There's some podcasts we have of ourselves on there, of the latest recordings. The show is for an hour, but we record only for half an hour. We pick up a pre-recorded show from 4 or 5 weeks beforehand, and it makes the hour show. Most people don't listen for the full hour. They're listening for 10 or 15 minute increments. But that'll give you a real good idea of what we do. Next slide. Cost, 3,000 to 4,000 normally. I've seen it as low as 2,200. I've seen it as high as 7,000. 7,000 was in L.A. and 2,200 was in a small town in Arkansas. Town only had about just over 100,000. I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for 100,000, but it was less expensive because it wasn't as big of a drawing area, for listeners. Locations, not all locations are available, but certainly the majority are. We're branding this in the U.S. The interesting thing about this and some others, I coach you, I train you. You can call me when you want to. The studio, yeah, I mean, the only upfront cost you have is you've got the radio, or excuse me, you have the headphones, the mic, and a little sound box. It's about $225 worth. We order it from Amazon. It's interesting how all the components work together, but it's seamless. Let's just listen to it just sounds like we're right in the studio. We co-host also. So the co-host is the same for everybody. The end result, yeah, we want you to make money. We want you to go in and have as many appointments as you possibly can. Next slide. Al Jolson, an old actor, says, I'd like to do radio just like pictures. Leave the imperfect stuff on the cutting room floor. Well, you can with radio. Like I did a recording this morning, and I stopped it probably 3 different times where I didn't like how it sounded, and I recut it. So that's one of the things of not being live. Last slide. There's an old saying. It says, procrastination is my sin. It brings me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop. I will tell you right now, tomorrow never comes. And I love this because people who take action are the most successful. I'm reading a book right now on decision making, and one of the big things that I got out of this book so far is you got to start. You got to take action. People who take action are normally the most successful people. Hard to be successful if you're not in front of appointments. That's what this system does. We're trying to get 10 to 15 appointments a month from this system. Is there a guarantee? No. But I'll tell you right now, we've got a system, and the system does work. Brady, can you go in and put up the poll on this? And on this poll, it basically is just a yes or no poll. Would you like more information today? Yes or no? If you do, certainly mark yes. I'll be more than happy to go in and sit down with you on the phone. It's a 10, 15 or 20 minute phone call. This is not a long phone call, but it's kind of what you're doing now, what you're doing to market your practice. Have you ever done radio before? Have you ever been successful with radio before? But the big thing here is to get in front of more people. Sit down with more qualified prospects. That's real important. I'm going to answer one of the quick questions here that came on up, but they're talking about cost. How do they know what their total cost is? Well, there are different components on cost. There is the radio, which is the majority of the cost, the station itself, the radio time. And then you've got the cost of the production company, and you've got the cost of the call center. It's an inbound live call center. I don't charge. I do coach you up on Social Security if you don't know Social Security, because a lot of our calls come in from Social Security. But IAMS, they stipend me to coach you up on 3 coachings of Social Security. So it's pretty darn reasonable in today's day and time for an hour a week. I tell you, thousands of people listen to you. we only need 2, 3, 4 people to call in for the appointment, which which certainly can happen and does happen week in and week out with myself and the folks who are doing it. So just Mark, yes. Are there any other questions there, Brady,
Yep.
that
We did
we
have
have?
one come in. It's how much does the call center charge?
Yeah, that call center, it's all part of that $3,000 to $4,000, but the call center right now is around $200 a month. 200 a month, and they actually take the calls. And if you want to do your own call center, you certainly could. I wouldn't recommend it. They're trained on getting the appointment. It took me 3 different call centers to get they're very, very good. They're only inbound. They're not outbound. Any other questions at all, Brady?
Nope, that was the one we did have right there. They get a good reaction for, so going to be reaching out, getting anybody who indicated yes for more
Yeah,
information. Certainly reach out, give you guys an opportunity to hear more about this platform, this marketing avenue.
absolutely. Well, we thank everybody that was with us today. We had a good turnout again, which is wonderful on a Tuesday morning. Radio, don't don't overlook radio as advertising. I have never had success with minute ads, 30-second ads, 15-second ads, but have I had very good success with hour-long radio shows like Retirement Boss Radio? I have and I do because I'm continuing to go in, and like this week we got 3 appointments this week from our radio show. So would love to talk with you. Brady will be reaching out to you who marked yes and have just
Dave,
a
we
really
actually
yes.
before we take off here, did have one more questions. It's how many scripts do we have for Retirement Boss?
One every week. We have a brand new one every week. Brand new. So I know that there's FMOs out there that they go off of like 8 or 10 scripts and they keep on rotating the scripts. We do not. I want to make sure the information is fresh with the moving economics of today, with the inflation the way it is, interest the way it is, with employment where it is, with the stock market the way it is, with the Ukrainian-Russian war the way it is, with the thought of recession the way it is, with how could Roe v. Wade and Supreme Court overturn. I mean, how could that affect the economics of the U.S.? There's so many things that are going on week to week to week. I don't want to go on in and reuse scripts. I want to make sure that we have a new recording every single week, and we do have that with brand new material.
Sounds like a winner, Dave.
Okay, good. Anything else, Brady?
That's all we got. Really appreciate your time, Dave. Appreciate everybody attending today. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.